She said that American soccer fans, most of them aren't smart. They don't know the game. They don't understand.
Gio.
That guy gazpacho.
Important to take a lame gorilla, okay?
Right, did you know that Arsenal died?
He's got me buzzing.
Up the top, it's hard to up him anyway.
I'm just not even gonna comment on that.
Welcome back to Footy with the boys. We have the full crew for the first time in what seems like forever. The boys are fully back in town. We got a cat in the background on Nick's camera.
The boys are back in
What
town.
would we be asking for?
Boys
That we have
back in town.
beautiful singing voices too. I mean, come on. The summer of soccer is on. We have
Bringing
the
it
Gold
straight.
Cup to talk about with the U.S. men's national team. The Club World Cup, I'm not going to lie, didn't have high expectations. I kind of like it. I'm not going to lie.
I don't like
You
it
have
at
up
all.
the stream right now. I fuck with it. And we can talk about that. And, of course, we do have
Okay, I do
transfers
too.
here in the summer, including some U.S. men's national team transfers here. We'll get into the lock of the week for the U.S. men's national team versus Guatemala game coming on Wednesday here. Get you previewed for that. But boys, let's first start a little off the pitch. We have maybe some complaints about some Club World Cup teams sitting in the locker room of these stadiums rather than on the bench because it's so hot for these American soccer games. It's 85 degrees, Mike. Mike, you played in a game this weekend, Sunday. How warm is it then? And were you forced to go to a locker room with AC, or were you a real champion to play through it?
Brother, I navigated the Pride Parade in Chicago. Twice as long normal drive to get there. 95 degrees, turf, fully exposed, sunshine right on Lakeshore Drive. And I played damn near the full 90. And guess what? I'm not getting paid to do it. So
You're looking a little red.
maybe I am feeling fucking red. Turf burn, sunburn,
A little
all
something.
burned, baby.
Now that you
all
mention it.
Yeah. And you played a little soccer yourself on Saturday, didn't you, Jared?
Yeah, I played one game. Other teams a little short on numbers, so we throw them some of our own players from our bench. Humanitarians, you could call us. We beat them. Boy, are we warm and sweaty. After that one, it was 85 degrees in the sun. They say, hey, we have a doubleheader. We're short numbers. Come play with us. Then that team, half of them just fucking leave. So it's just our team playing again for no damn reason in like 89-degree heat. Just awful. Playing on the wing, running up and down. Just don't have any sympathy for the players that are wildly in shape, have all of the training and athletic staff and everything they need to be playing in these games here in America in the way too hot to be playing, as some Atletico Madrid players were saying. I believe it's Sorloth that said that. Just
Yeah, he's
ridiculous pussy
from
behavior.
Scandinavia. I get it.
Is it
I
not
don't
hot
care.
in
I
fucking
don't care.
Madrid? Madrid's
He beat
warm,
you
is
up.
it not?
I mean, I don't know. People say, oh, the humidity. Also, England complaining about their summer. I don't care about the humidity. It's like 75, 80% humidity here in Chicago, and we're getting right on through that shit. It is warm, but man, the British people go crazy complaining about that stuff. And these teams sitting in at halftime, Dortmund and Bayern Munich, two German teams doing it, just ridiculously weak behavior from these teams.
Damn.
I don't know.
Oh my god.
I mean,
Just
I'd
calling
say-
boys out. I hate the heat.
Look, if-
I would have been in a locker room. I don't know what you're talking about.
I listen. I dislike the heat, but to leave the bench to sit in the locker room and watch is just soft behavior. I don't
That's
care.
crazy.
It's on grass. It's
TVs.
not on turf. It's not like but
Hop in the
still.
shade and pull out a cool
Be on the
towel like
bench.
everybody else.
What shade, brother? They're playing at
Throw up,
fucking
brother,
Soldier
throw
Field.
up
They're in a dugout,
Throw
dude.
up an umbrella or something. Yeah,
Put on
they're
a
in dugout.
hat. Put
Get
on a
some
visor.
shade. It's not a big deal. I don't know. Just soft behavior. Let us know in the comments if you think we're being too harsh on them or if
if you're
we're
being
right
too
in-
harsh.
If-
I
okay,
think
if I'm being too harsh.
great.
no. I
I'm
don't
cheering for
like it.
Monterrey tomorrow. Vamos,
Oh, no.
Monterrey.
Vamos, Monterrey. Speaking of the Club World Cup, Nick, it sounds like you're not the biggest fan. I like seeing a lot of these teams from different areas of the world kind of face off, see the levels of different teams. Fluminense had a huge result against Inter today to beat them. PSG versus Inter Miami was just storylines, but holy shit, PSG is just so significantly better. I like seeing all the different teams from all the different places in the world face off. Gives me something to look forward to, some of these matchups. Nick, you're not for it, though. Why is that?
I can't take the manufactured competition and to call it a World Cup too. It's just these should all
see
be
what it means to them. Did you see the celebrations for Fluminense
also
today?
A little weird that they're playing like pretty strong lineups game in and game out. I would just treat this as like my summer friendlies if I was one of these clubs and just not.
It's crazy money though.
Too much money, man. Too much fucking money.
Crazy.
So what does the winner get? Like,
$125 million.
It was 11. Yeah,
Damn.
you got 11 million just for winning this
dude.
round.
damn.
Yeah,
PSG just got 11 million.
the European clubs got between 12 and 30 million just to participate, and then they get incentives for winning games.
Who's paying this out?
A Saudi fact, isn't it?
Is it? Yo, they should have
pretty sure
played it in
it's
Saudi then.
Yeah, surely. It's
That is why it's getting this much starters and effort into it, is because this funds transfers and that team season for a lot of these smaller teams. Like, it was $2 million per group stage win for a lot of these smaller teams.
Yeah, that's huge.
If you won two of those,
it's
and
like
got
multiple
through,
years of revenue, dude.
15 million. Yeah, it's like 15 million just coming in out of nowhere. Inter Miami just got through and then got shit on, and they still got like 11.5 million for their tournament there.
That's the other thing. A lot of these teams, shout out to who beat Inter, Fluminense, was that it, or who got them?
Yeah, Fluminense.
Yeah, shout out to Fluminense, but maybe I'll watch semis and the final, but I don't know. Haven't been too tuned in. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna get starting now with some pretty wild matchups.
It's like PSG Bayern now, right?
PSG Bayern coming up.
Yeah.
So that's going to
that's
be
a
something.
replay of a Champions League final a couple years ago.
That's nasty.
We also do get Palmeiras versus Chelsea, which will be Estevao against his current/future team in Chelsea. He'll be going over there after the Club World Cup, so we'll see what he can do against that team to prove maybe why he should have a spot in that team. Also, just the Brazilian teams have been doing quite well, so I want to see them go up against another one of a European team. I was going to say one of Europe's elite, but don't know if I'm ready to say that about Chelsea quite yet. Also, speaking of Chelsea,
front line, Jesus Christ.
The transfer news is big. Delap already came in. He's
Every
been playing in
damn
the Club
dollar.
World Cup for them.
Sucked, by the way.
Pedro.
That I did watch.
in.
I did a hater highlight reel on Liam Delap that I tuned in for.
He scored a good goal the other day.
Yeah, he had
He
one.
did score. Just off look, he doesn't have the look that I need for me to trust his abilities. João Pedro, though, that deal got done within seconds. That was a very quick deal. And they also got Gittins from Borussia Dortmund. He is quite the player, so that is
Arsenal have been willing
certainly
to deal.
something for signing there. Watched him a lot with Dortmund this year, and he's a saucy player. He's a dangerous player. So that was also another good move there for Chelsea. Once again, just spending like fucking crazy in the summer. Another team spending around 35 to 40 million on a player is Leverkusen, and they get Malik Tillman, the star so far for the US in the Gold Cup. Potential Florian Wirtz replacement
First
here.
regen, dude. That's what they're calling him.
I mean, I think certainly that maybe is not the
Half
greatest.
the price, twice as nice, dude. Come on.
Yeah,
A third.
we'll see. That's big shoes to fill, and also Xabi Alonso is now gone. So I think it'll be an interesting kind of Bayer Leverkusen team here that he's joining in. But certainly for about 40 million, he's going to be a focal point. He's been doing kind of the one step at a time approach in Europe. He went from Bayern Academy to Rangers, killed it at Rangers, was their player of the season, goes to PSV, was their player of the season, moves to now Leverkusen. We'll see if he can just keep making these steps up and up, and certainly at least with the US, has started to prove himself here. And Nick Kepa to Arsenal, Norgard to Arsenal, still not the huge names, the massive
Kepa
ones
went to
you might be
Arsenal?
looking for.
Yeah,
as a backup.
$35 million.
Damn.
Small deal.
Was he at loan at
So-
Bournemouth?
Yeah, he was, I think.
Damn. Okay, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I thought they would try to keep him.
What are you thinking of these moves so far? It feels like these are depth moves, but you still haven't made the huge splashes. You've already seen Man City bring in a Reinders and Cherokee and Aitnori. You've seen Liverpool splash all the cash in the fucking world. What are you thinking of Arsenal so far? These are the moves. Certainly, I'd imagine they have to have something big cooking up.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about this big striker move for a while now. Big saga over there with Gyökeres, who is like just being held at gunpoint. It feels like it's Sporting, so we'll see how that goes. Seems like they're cooling on some of the money demands of Sesko. But I like these signings, Kepa for $5 million. He's a mean guy, but as your backup keeper, get a couple cup games in there. I think that's totally reasonable. And Norgard for $11 million, just replacing Party, who is confirmed now to be leaving for free this summer. Bad business to not sell him last year, in my opinion. But Norgard's a good player. I've always liked him at Brentford. You guys know me. I'm a big fan of the Bees. He's older, obviously, so probably 1, 2, 3 years max as being a squad player for Arsenal. But I think it's a good signing and good cover. He's going to be the Zubimendi, break class in case of emergency. He's not starting. It's going to be Zubi, Dex, and Odegaard in the midfield. So Norgard, Marino, and Waineri, kind of that backup midfield, I think is really, really good for what Arsenal are trying to challenge for next year. Especially because obviously we know how much Arteta likes to rely on the starting 11. So, and how much that can lead to injuries. So still expecting big things. Obviously the biggest rumor has been around the striker. Big rumors around Rodrigo as well. That feels a little far-fetched, but Eberechi Eze also being linked. If he and Martinelli could kind of fight out for that left wing spot, I think I'd like that quite a bit. Different players, I like that kind of competition.
He's going to Spurs, lad.
He's not going to Spurs. So
We'll
see.
Speaking of Spurs, they were heavily interested and linked with Mohamed Kudus of West Ham. I would love to see him with Arsenal. That would be a saucy pairing on the wings of Saka and Kudus on both sides, and then get me any of those strikers that you're talking about. The Isak, Kores, Sesko's in the center, and I think that is quite the pairing there. Did see that they were asking or inquiring about Nicholas Jackson. That would be something.
Hilarious. I would love that.
That would
He's a
not
well-behaved
be
guy.
maybe the
Would love
greatest
that.
there for the Gunners. But let's get into
Gunners.
Malik Tillman, Leverkusen, the new Leverkusen men and the U.S. men's national team in the Gold Cup. There were a lot of upsets in the Gold Cup in this knockout round. Canada fell to Guatemala. Panama fell to Honduras after a 6-0
Double
loss
yikes.
to aforementioned Canada earlier in the tournament. They beat out Panama, and the U.S. was this close to being another team upset in this one. They squeak by Costa Rica, let up awful first goal. Maxwell
Awful.
Arston just jumps into a player's knees, sliding in. Don't know, even in the leagues that we play in, Mike, I see tackles as stupid as that one. And he did that
Close, dude.
on the biggest stage. It was certainly an interesting one. Gave Costa Rica the advantage. Diego Luna gets a deflected goal, evens it up. And then, of course, it'd be Arston that got the goal to put them in ahead. Seemed like they would be coasting to a third one. They kept attacking throughout the entire game, had some good attacking play. A lot of it died with Ajiman being up front and just lack of clinical nature up front. And then Costa Rica punished them, got 2-2. Goes to penalties, and Matt Freese, the breakout hero of this one, Mike, 3 saves. Went to the right side on every single penalty. Ridiculous performance in the penalty shootout. Is he cemented maybe a bit of space in between him and Matt Turner, you think, here?
No. This was a
No space between
outstanding.
them.
No, this is still a highly contested spot. I don't think anything's been cleared up for who the starting goalkeeper is going forward. But he's put his hat in the ring. He went from being like outskirts, who knows if he'll ever get a chance to really play for the men's national team, to now he's in the conversation because he had a heroic performance there.
Yeah, I mean, I think at least
I don't
for the
want
rest
to
of the season,
minimize it at all, but I also don't want to be hyperbolic and say now he's our starting guy going forward, because as amazing as that shootout was and heroic as it was, I think he was at fault earlier in this tournament for sure. And then
well, the Haiti goal, yeah.
on the second goal in this game, I thought he could have done better as well.
I think, yeah. I mean, I feel as though until Matt Turner can prove something, I think this has given him some justification to stay in that starting spot. But yeah, I think
for the
though in penalties,
for the rest of the tournament, it's Matt
if there's
Freese.
ever a shootout, if there's ever a shootout, Matt Freese is potentially being.
It reminds me of
in,
was it Ethan Horvath a couple Gold Cups ago?
Yeah, and in Denver, the Nations League final.
Oh, it was Nations
big
League
save
final,
against
that's right.
Gordardo. Yeah.
Yep.
That was huge.
Kind of reminds me of that. Yep.
Yeah. Speaking of huge, Malik Tillman, he did miss a penalty in this one if we're going to keep talking about penalties, but he was just the center of just about everything for the U.S. and then they no.
We're losing both the
Am I
boys.
losing-
We lost fucking two of them.
Am
Usually
I
it's my
back? Am I
internet.
back?
You are
Nick
back.
is just really.
Can you even
lost,
hear me?
bro. Yeah, we can.
Now we
Yeah,
can hear
Nick,
you.
you're back.
We can
No, I
all
think you
back,
can.
brother.
I just don't think my camera's working, but I think
Dude,
you can hear me.
you just locked in right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Look at him.
You're just so
All right.
stoned.
Malik Tillman has frozen defenders this tournament, froze all of our internets. I guess other than Mike. Mike, congratulations to your internet. But been providing, has had the most goals in the tournament, got an assist in this one, set up Arvston to score. And like I said, was just constantly dangerous, getting fouled, doing everything for this team. Who else, other than Malik Tillman, Mike, do you think is standing out of this team? I know that's maybe a tough question with some of the performances that have been put in by some of the members of this team, but Malik Tillman, I think, is the obvious leader of this team. Who else are you seeing maybe standing out that you want to see more of?
The veterans, I think, are all doing what they need to do. Ream, Richards, Tyler Adams have all been solid. I think Luca Della Torre's actually looked pretty good. A dude who's been an understudy for most of his international career.
It's a dangerous
Stepping
game to
up.
play. The Luca de la Torre
Yeah.
game.
The Luca Della Torre, El Pulpo. But he's looking pretty good. And then Diego Luna. I don't think it was his best game yesterday, but he did score, albeit a bit fluky. But it counts. Brought us right back into that game. He's a dog. I like how he connects with some of these guys. Those would be my standouts for now.
World Cup lock?
Oh, no. It's too hard to say. And it's so competitive. He looks very good in this team. But we have to remember some of the guys who's going to be going up against in that position. Biggest surprise is the lack of minutes from Brendan Aronson. I thought he would feature a lot more in this team. I still think he's got something to offer, but he's really an afterthought from Poch currently, is what it seems like.
Yeah, I think players have seen out. Alex Freeman at right back has been pretty good.
Stone cold
I think,
penalty
on that side. Yeah, and I think also in comparison to the left back position, which has been John Tolkien and Arvston, and both have been pretty awful, in my
Tolkien's
opinion.
PK pissed me off, bro.
Tolkien,
He looked so
It
cocky.
wasn't
just-
entirely his fault. I mean, the delay on that PK was ridiculous. It took him 2 minutes to be
Yeah.
able to take the thing.
still though,
No,
I mean,
he
tried
wanted
too hard. He
so
let it
much
get.
aura.
He let the moment get to him. Yeah, I think to be fair, I think I prefer Tolkien over Arvston, but also when Tolkien did get start, he was misplaying a lot of balls. Arvston was just also awful and gave up both the goals in this game. So I don't really
score.
know if I feel great about either of those options. It is interesting about Aronson. He's not getting starting time. He's not really getting sub time either, because he's rather playing Jack McGlynn or Sebastian Berhalter in a wide position and having them track up and down in the center. So interesting how much he's being excluded, especially because he was decent at Leeds this year. But Pochettino certainly has his favorites here, including Ajiman, who continues to start and is just
sucks.
So
He's
bad.
not good.
Hutch is bad.
Derby County, I
don't
think.
know if you guys saw this as much. Yeah, 8 million reported to Derby County in
Waste of
talks,
money.
which is crazy. Wild. Daryl DK-esque type move there. But what I don't get is Malik Tillman or Diego Luna played in Ajiman 12 times. It had to be, if not more, where it's a ball that if he understands that, oh, hey, they're looking for me to make a run in at a certain point and starts running, he probably gets there. But if it's not directly in front of him or like very obvious that's the run, he doesn't run to it.
He doesn't.
If it's to the opposite side that he's facing, he just turns and looks. He doesn't run after it. It is so frustrating to watch him play. What is also frustrating is watching rumors come out about our coach, Pochettino, potentially taking a job interview during the Gold Cup. He did come out and deny this. But Mike, what the fuck is going on with Poach where people are coming out saying he interviewed for the Brentford job during the Gold Cup? Do you think that's something that they're being truthful about, that they reached out or inquired? Or do you think Pochettino is telling the truth that no, that's not happening at all, and those reports are just completely false?
I don't know any of the truth. I mean, I obviously don't have any sources, but the fact that it's coming out at this timing when there's so much other shit going on around the team is crazy. It's another really bad look. And a point that Roger Bennett on Men in Blazers made, which I think is a good point, is why is someone from the Federation not addressing it and shutting it down immediately? Why are they letting Poch be out here to dry?
They don't know.
Could just as easily snuff it out. I mean, they should fucking know. If they don't know, that's an entirely different issue.
Yeah.
Do I think he actually took the interview? No. I think the Brentford job, no disrespect to Brentford, is kind of beneath his level. I don't know why he would want to go back into club football with Brentford. I'm sure he'd have bigger job offers for bigger clubs in the Premier League or other leagues in Europe.
Not
and
after
it'd be
Nations
really
League.
weird timing. I mean, yeah. But his expression after we won the PK shootout says it all to me. I mean, he seems locked in. He seems like he is in on this team. So
I will say, I think
not a good look, but I don't see any real truth to it.
I think the worst part about it is all this stuff that's been coming out about him and Pulisic, like basically being like, you have to be all in, you have to be all committed, you can't like pick and choose. And then just like you said, just even for this report to come out is like
right.
Like how are you supposed to put a star player like that in their place when rumors are out there that you're interviewing for
Massive
Brentford, for God's sakes, bro?
What I will say is that the beef with Poach and Pulisic, I love Pulisic, but him making an Instagram post about much needed rest and relaxation or whatever and posting a bunch of stuff about him being away.
Child.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Just no point in doing that. And he has to know that's going to rile fans up, and don't understand it in any type of way, but
it's giving James Rodriguez vibes. I'm not going to lie. James is like well above the Colombian team right now, and he even had a spell outside of the team. I don't like this path for Pulley.
Don't like it one bit, but hopefully he can get his act together, get his mentality right before the World Cup when it really is all coming together here. What's happening right now is the U.S. in the semifinal of the Gold Cup against Guatemala. Guatemala making their first semifinal ever after upsetting Canada in the quarterfinals. Jacob Schaffelberg maybe to give some praise to for the U.S.
Almost
helping us set up this matchup.
Jesus,
I didn't see that. What happened?
Two yellows.
Two yellows in like 5 minutes. Which he played right into Guatemala's game plan. I mean, they were putting in bad challenge after bad challenge, just straight up CONCACAF ball, enticing. And then he goes through the back of guys 5 minutes apart, gets a red card, and then, I mean, shoots his team in the foot. Canada has no business playing down to Guatemala's level based on skill. But they fucked up. And I think part of it's on Jesse Marsh. He doesn't do anything to temper things. He only adds fuel to the fire when he's on the sideline.
Fair. Good criticism.
That is certainly a thing. Mexico and Honduras wait on the other side, but Jesse Marsh, as you were saying, at the start of this tournament, as he likes to do, took a shot at the U.S. men's national team. He's obviously perturbed about what happened in the interview process previously with the whole Greg Berhalter rehire thing. Was talking about, hey, when I called all my players for Canada, they all picked up. They all wanted to play. There was no rest. There was no recovery. Everybody picked up the phone. Now, after he loses to Guatemala, he says, to be honest, we were missing about half our players. Now, Jonathan David went out in this one injured at the end of the game. But at the same time, you can't brag and try and shit on the U.S. saying all my players picked up and they wanted to play and all this. And then when you get shit on by Guatemala and upset, you can't then say we didn't have anybody. You can't have it both ways, Jesse Marsh.
You can't.
Mike, how much of an idiot is Jesse Marsh for legitimately going both ways on this to try and shit on the U.S. and then also give this same exact thing as an excuse the other way?
I mean, he looks like an idiot and he looks like a liar. And I support Jesse Marsh most of the time. I still think he's a pretty good coach. And I like a lot of his attitude around the game and how he calls out bullshit, because there's a lot of bullshit in CONCACAF. But this is a bad example of how to be a head coach, how to be the face of an international program. You say one thing, and then when something doesn't go your way, it's a historic moment for Guatemala, by the way, and then you minimize it and come up with excuses that are not valid at all. Yeah, you're missing some players. You're missing Alphonso Davies because he blew out his ACL, but you have a majority of your A team, and you come out here and you don't manage your team well, and then you get upset, and then all of a sudden you have a convenient excuse. Hard to take him seriously when he does stuff like that. Yeah, breaking news, by the way, Al Hilal has equalized with Manchester City. It's 1-1 game currently. Yes.
Marcos Leonardo with a goal there. What an interesting one there. U.S. against Guatemala. Mike, how much should the U.S. worry about this one? I think Guatemala is going to do the same exact thing, try and get in the head of national team players.
It's going to work.
Potentially get cards. This team has been playing very passionately. Sebastian Berhalter doing a little AI step over. Loved that from him. Hated the penalty that he just fucking skied. But there's some good passion within this team. Diego Luna was also, he's just a dog. Does that maybe go overboard here? It seems like they've been able to keep it somewhat in check against Costa Rica. They weren't doing anything too crazy. Just the basic intensity that they need there. What do you want to see out of this game from Guatemala, U.S. men's national team, semifinal with a chance to go to the Gold Cup final on the line?
Well, right away, we have an advantage by not having Tim Weah or Serginho in this team, because either one of them is a guaranteed red card in this matchup. So that's going our way. But the opposite of what Canada did is the biggest thing I want to see. I want Poch to condition this team, have them prepared that they're not going to bite on the first challenge that comes flying in and is not given a card. You're going to have to rely on the referee to manage this game well. When that doesn't happen, because it is the Gold Cup, then you have to be disciplined enough to not react. On paper, no matter whether this is our B team or our C team, we have enough skill to beat Guatemala handedly. I truly believe that. So stick to the game plan, keep your heads, take the chances when they come. As far as team selection goes, the biggest selection is the fullbacks, who's Poch going to start out there. Arfson did score, but he was pretty woeful otherwise. So does he merit a start in the semifinal? I don't really think so, even though John Tolkien didn't show a whole lot either. And then does Berhalter still start? He's played a lot of minutes this tournament so far. He's actually looked pretty solid, but playing him at right wing or whatever that position is it's weird because it's not really his position. I get there's a lot of movement. It is kind of a Musa job. That's a good point. And then who do you start up top? I mean, Ajimek's definitely going to start. I don't think Poch is going to switch it up. But dude has not showed a whole lot. So Damian Downs and Brian White could definitely get a shot here.
I would love to see Damian Downs get a shot. If Brian White is starting, I'm a little concerned. I do think he's a bit of a poacher, so maybe against a lower block like Guatemala, getting a lot of balls into the box, maybe I'm trying to talk myself into something here. I know Ajiman's just
Hard to get excited
that's
about
not
those
it.
guys. Is Haji
But-
right on this team?
I know he went back with an Achilles injury.
Okay, I was gonna say. I'm like, where the
Yeah.
fuck is Haji at?
No, we were supposed to have Haji Wright and Balogun, and it would have been so fun to watch Balogun with this team and him just be that guy, so we didn't have to worry about all this. But instead, we have Ajiman and Brian White getting out there. I know Damian Downs did have some injury issues, so maybe now that he's feeling a little bit more healthy, we can see him get some more minutes there. Nick,
Game-winning PK.
as Mike was saying, Sebastian Berhalter a lot of minutes, Luca Della Torre a lot of minutes. Johnny completing a $30 million move to Atletico Madrid this summer, getting benched for those players. One from the Vancouver Whitecaps, one who got dropped from Celta de Vigo is now with San Diego FC.
Breaking news. Al Hilal has taken the lead against Manchester City.
Oh,
wow. With Malcolm getting a goal there. What an interesting turn of events for
Brazilians.
Manchester City.
breaking
Anyways,
news.
about that, Johnny. What the hell's going on with Johnny here? Should we see him more? Do we need to keep giving him a run out? I know Malik Tillman also slow start to his career with the U.S. has turned it around, obviously. What the hell is going on with Johnny? Because he's obviously making this move to Atletico because he's played so well in La Liga. Does he just not fit the system that we're trying to play here? What do you see with Johnny? Have you kind of given up on him? At least for the U.S. right now, obviously.
Yeah, I think I have a little bit. I'm a big fan of Johnny. You guys know me. Watching CDM is one of my favorite things. I think Poch very clearly wants like an engine in those two midfield spots, and Johnny is a little bit, below average when it comes to mobility and his ability to cover ground. So I think that he just doesn't fit the system that well. Honestly, I'd play him and put Luca Della Torre at left back because might as well try something at this point. But yeah, it seems like he's outside of the plans. And if you told me that he doesn't make a World Cup roster, like I would hate it, but I wouldn't really be that surprised by it. So odd man out at the moment.
Yeah, Johnny certainly ran some bench here for the U.S. men's national team. Big game against Guatemala Wednesday at, I believe, 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern. Boys, what is our lock of the week score predictions for USA Guatemala in the semifinal of the Gold Cup? Mike, I will start with you. What have you gone with as our score prediction?
3-1 in favor of the U.S. I don't know where those goals are coming from. Malik Tillman better show up.
2 own goals.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I think Malik Tillman and Diego Luna, with their ability in tight spaces, probably are the guys to show out in this one. Nick, what is your lock of the week score prediction for this one?
Yeah, I'm going 1-0. Honestly, if it was 0-0 and then it's, 1 in the pens, I think that makes sense. But I'll give Malik Tillman a goal. He has looked good. He's been our only player that's looked, I think, pretty consistently a cut above the rest. So, and Chris Richards. So, I'm gonna go USA 1, courtesy of Malik Tillman. Guatemala 0.
Giat.
All right.
Yeah.
He has gone 1-0 to the U.S. To be fair, that seems like an accurate amount of goals the U.S. can score as of recent, and with the striker situation we have. I've gone with a little bit more faith in them. I've gone with the U.S. men's national team winning 2-0 against Guatemala. I'm hoping they can put 2 away there against this Guatemalan side that Canada did us a treat. Got us an easier team to play here. Hopefully, we can figure something out there. It gets
Breaking
that going.
news. Equalizer. A certain Norwegian.
Erling
man.
Haaland. Goal. Manchester City. Love the Club World Cup here. There's our locks of the week. Let us know what you think is going to happen in that game. And into the Club World Cup, we will go. The round of 16 underway. UEFA and CONMEBOL are just dominating everything. Brazilian teams especially dominating. Auckland City got a point against Boca Juniors. A lot of highlights in this one. The only
Shout out
3
Auckland.
teams to make it out of the group stage from other federations, not UEFA or CONMEBOL, were Inter Miami, obviously CONCACAF, Monterrey, CONCACAF, and Al Hilal of AFC. Then we have Fluminense. We've already talked about them upsetting Inter Milan. Palmeiras beat Botafogo in the Brazilian matchup there. Chelsea waited till late, but then figured out Benfica in extra time, score quite a few there. PSG just absolutely shit on Inter Miami. Most of those goals were Inter Miami mistakes, not PSG doing anything that crazy, but they also just laid off the burners towards the end there, and Bayern beating Flamengo. From what we've seen so far, Mike, who do you think is winning this tournament, winning that gigantic wad of cash that they're handing out?
It's hard to say. I think PSG Bayern game, both those teams have looked really good. They're both taking it very seriously, but hard to bet against the current champions of Europe. So I'll go with PSG.
PSG has been cooking. Ousmane Dembele made his debut in the tournament against Inter Miami, then got the full kit of Messi. So, I mean,
he also got Jordi Alba's kit and Luis Suarez's kit, dude. He just made a rounds.
And Hakimi got the kit as well on the field. So there was a lot of kits being thrown around there. Let's get into our final segment, a one that all the fans know and love, the Wonder Grid. We have had quite the performances in it now that we stop thinking about it quite as much. That is what we do there. Once we stop thinking and just start naming off players, we do pretty well here. With this Wonder Grid, we have quite the lineup here. We have Borussia Dortmund, domestic league champions, and Liverpool across the top, and Barcelona, Bayer Leverkusen, and PSG across the vertical axis here. Mike, would you like to kick us off here with a name?
Yeah. Who shall we start with? Domestic league champion FC Barcelona. Let's go Ansu Fati. ANSU.
Ansu.
Fati.
There he is.
Fati.
Ansu
Monaco.
Fati on his way to Monaco with Paul Pogba.
That was a
Love
dope
that.
video.
Love those
Yeah,
moves.
Let's go.
Pogba
0.6%.
crying as he signed was so
That's a
sick,
good
actually.
start.
It's good to have
Pogba.
Pogba back.
Yeah.
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 Nick, would you like to give us our second Wonder Grid answer here?
Yeah, I'll leave Barca to Mike. Let's go Dortmund PSG. Yeah, bottom left, we'll go Thomas Meunier.
Thomas Meunier.
I think it's IER. I don't know how to spell it. Put Thomas and then M.
MEU.
M-E? Oh, nice. Good spell.
Oh wow! What do you
I
know?
think he played for both of them, right?
Yeah, he did.
Bet.
14.
Damn, 14.
Not bad.
I thought that was a good pull. Yeah. The hell's Dembele?
That's fucked up.
I don't know what's
Guys, I know
minus
that. I
14.
know. I know who I need to say. PSG domestic league champion Lavezzi. I need my redemption.
Ezekiel.
Look at Levete. Levez.
LA. Yeah,
It's LA, isn't it?
LA.
L-A.
La Bessie.
Baby.
E.
ZZ.
Yeah,
Ezekiel.
there he is.
You think Palmer would be better at this by now?
Shut the fuck up, dude. You're just
Yes,
this is like
Ezekiel
trying to
Lavezzi.
type in hieroglyphics on my fucking computer.
Yeah. All right, Mike, we're back to you. Who are we thinking?
Well, Leverkusen won the league last year. Who was understudy there? We could go like Patrick Schick, Adley, Robert Hendrick. Who were the center backs? It was Jonathan Tah.
Jonathan Tah.
Who were the other two?
Hincapié.
Hincapié. Pierre Hincapié. Let's do Piero.
I don't know his first name.
Piero. Piero Hincapié.
Hinc. I don't know if that's.
There he is. Yeah. Piero Hincapié. Yes.
Yes.
4.
4%.
What the
All right. Well, he.
Ecuador.
Yes, Ecuadorian.
Ecuador.
Good player. Barca, Dortmund. We will go Mark Bartra. BART.
Mark Bartra. What a guy.
Still doing the thing for Real Betis.
Wonder how big- 8%.
We'll take it.
All right.
You guys are at.
Did Xabi Alonso play
29.
for Bayer Leverkusen? I feel like yes, right?
I don't think so.
He
Did
played
he?
for Real Madrid, Liverpool,
Bayern.
Bayern Munich. I don't know
I don't
if he
think
ever
he played for Leverkusen, bro. I don't think that's right.
Really?
There are other guys to go here. There's a lot of guys.
I know.
We can
but
do
I can't-
old faithful. Kevin Prince.
KP, baby.
Cameron Boateng.
Do Florian Wirtz for
Florian
Liverpool. I don't know if that
How
would count yet.
big a percentage do you think it would be? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if he's played for him yet, so I don't know if it counts. But
Don't do
He
it.
is
Don't
not.
do it.
Do Jeremy
Alright.
Frimpong.
Andre Shirley.
Weigl played for Leverkusen and
I don't think
And
so.
Dortmund,
Julian
right?
Weigl?
I don't think so.
I-
He's a
I can't
Benfica
say.
guy.
Weigl.
After the fact. He went there after I didn't he?
I think he went there after and then came back, right?
Oh,
Emery
that's
Chan.
good.
Emery Chan, right? I think he played on Leverkusen.
Emre Can. I don't know if did he play for Leverkusen?
Yeah, I guess I
I
could.
think I could see just about any player in the world playing for Leverkusen at some point in their career. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm pretty
Um,
sure Shirley did.
What about Martin Skirtle? Did he play for PSG?
I don't know,
I
actually.
don't remember.
I am not sure.
I'm trying to think of some
Skirtle.
real.
Martin Skirtle's a funny name. That dude, remember him and Daniel Agger, the center back duo?
Yeah, they were dogs, man.
They were awful.
They were dogs. I mean, do I go for Pulse or to say somebody?
No, I think just
What?
say someone. Winnie?
Winnie.
The poo?
Jorginho Wijnaldum.
Oh, you could put him for 2. Yeah, we
Yeah.
could go Wijnaldum for what? PSG Liverpool? You think would be lower? Or
Yeah. PSG Liverpool, I think.
yeah. All right, PSG Liverpool.
Widge.
Wijnaldum. Yeah, it's
Wijnao.
Yeah.
There he is.
Jorginho.
Jorginho.
There he is.
Guess what ethnicity he is, Palmer?
Don't play this game.
Or what nation he is.
This is where this is
Is he
where the podcast
Italian?
gets canceled.
He looks Italian.
No,
62.
Oh!
Fuck. Well, shit's
Well,
over.
That's
There
that
goes our
one.
record.
Whatever. All right, rapid fire. Mike.
Philip Coutinho. Philippe. Top right.
Crazy Philippe Coutinho.
PHI. Yep. Top one. Back. There he is. Yep. 48. Yeah. Sounds about
Go
right.
Andre Shirley on the left.
Surely.
SCHUR.
There he is.
Yeah.
Andre Schürrle.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
Nice.
saying Xabi Alonso. I don't know if it's true, but I feel like it is.
I don't think he's
XABI.
Oh,
Alonso.
Leverkusen.
I feel like he did.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
Dude,
part.
I don't. I don't think he did.
Xabi.
Jabi.
XABI.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To
there
be
he
fair,
is,
I have
Xabi
no.
Alonso.
Oh, actually, Emery Chan played on Liverpool, right? As well.
Yes.
Nope.
Fuck, it's not right.
There's only 4.
Wait, see if Skirtle's on there.
Wow.
See if Skirtle is on the Liverpool PSG. I want to know. Liverpool PSG, bottom right corner. If Martin Skirtle's on there, I'm gonna be pissed.
Nicholas Anelka.
Fuck, he's not.
No.
Okay, good.
Mamadou Sakho.
Oh, Sacco. Fuck. I'm a good
Give me
I
shout.
love that guy, dude.
Dude, he was a shit house.
What was Liverpool's back
Oh.
line before Van Dijk? They just had some.
Dejan Lovren.
Remember the Ferguson
They
kid?
had
Flanagan, John Flanagan.
Flanagan. Jesus Christ.
yeah, Emre Can would have been certainly the easiest choice there to go with.
You don't know
But I said
Andriy
Xavi.
Voronin?
Dude, you ain't heard of Eric Meyer? They named some grocery stores after
I
him.
mean, Hepia,
That's
Sammy
a
Hipka.
Michigan joke.
Yeah.
Michigan joke.
Good one.
All right, well, it's not our greatest performance, but we don't have the practice. We've been missing all
Rusty.
3 members for quite a while. This was, I would say, a relatively easy grid.
I got the record last week. I don't know what you guys
It's
are
okay.
doing.
We got the record before that at a certain point. So
I got the record
You
by
know,
myself and
we
no
also-
one else saw it.
we all set records all the time. Let us know what you were screaming out for us to say instead of some of the answers that we ended up going with here. What you think is going to happen? U.S. men's national team, Guatemala, Pochettino against whoever the manager of Guatemala is. No Pulisic. That doesn't matter. We have Malik Tillman. Come on, boys. Mike, Nick, any final thoughts before we sign off here?
Big Jared Branthwaite supposedly staying with the Toffees for 5 more years. That is a piece of magic to my ears. But hopefully we bring in
Piece of
some more
magic.
players this offseason. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the Gold Cup, Club World Cup. Shit's pretty exciting.
I wore a Hamas Everton jersey to pickleball the other day. And some dude was like,
You
"Hey,
have
nice
a Hamas
jersey."
Everton jersey? That's sick.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And then I came back on Saturday. I was like, came back a couple days later with an Odegaard jersey, and the same guy was there. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm just like, sorry, bro. I just like jerseys.
What are you doing?
I think he was a toffee, so he's not happy. So shout out that guy.
Shout out that guy.
Yeah, that's
That's
the most
a hell of a
reasonable
kid.
reaction to see an
Hamas-
Arsenal jersey, honestly.
Hamas Everton is wonderful. So shout out Hamas, shout out Don Carlo Ancelotti for what was a beautiful half of a season there with Everton and
It
the
was more
faith they
than
gave
that.
us. No, but like we were top of the table for like half the
Oh.
season and then it
Yes.
just dropped a bit. But that is it for us. Let us know in the comments what you want us to answer, talk about here as we get into more of the summer of soccer. Till next time. Peace.
R.I.P. X-rated response.
Yeah.